Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stacey and my channel here is all about homeschooling, being a mom, a wife, and raising 4 boys overseas. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button. It helps more people be able to find my channel. Comment down below with what you enjoyed about this video. Thanks. And this is my son, Zadok. Zadok, can you say hi?
Hi.
How old are you?
8.
8. And what's your favorite subject?
Dragon book. Help.
The dragon books?
Help.
Okay. All right, and this is Zeke. Zeke, how old are you?
8.
8, yep, because they're twins. And what is your favorite subject?
Sunlight.
Sunlight, we'll probably read lots of stories. We got everybody coming in to say hi. How old are you, Kaden? 2.
Okay, 2.
You're 2. What's in your hand? Oh.
Pear.
This here is Creed. Creed, how old are you?
4.
4. What's in your hand?
Blue.
Blue, yeah. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to my video. I am so happy to be recording another video for you guys. It's been a really long time. For those of you guys who don't know, we are from the States, but we live here in Cambodia. My husband works with the ministry here, and we work with church planting. We have 4 boys, and 2 of them are twins, and they are in 3rd grade this year, which is hard to believe. I've been homeschooling them from the beginning, and I really enjoy homeschooling. It does have its hard days, but also it's really rewarding, and I'm really passionate about homeschooling and love talking about all things homeschool and curriculum and all that. So today I am going to be making a video about the curriculum we're using this year. I'm really excited about it, and we have already started our school year. We are about 6 weeks in already. So yeah, I have a good idea of what is working and what isn't, and I'm excited to share with you guys today. So I have my current favorite drink here. It is a oolong tea made with real tea leaves, and then I put chai tea seasonings in it, and then a little bit of splash of milk, and then ice. And it is so good, and it's healthy for you. And I don't have sugar in it. I have like an alternative sweetener. So yeah, should be healthy. Grab yourself a drink. It might be a long video. I got a lot of books to show you guys. So if you follow my channel, you know that I haven't put up any videos for a while, and I got a couple people messaging me and saying that they miss my videos. We are doing good, we're fine here. I have just been busy. It takes a lot of time to do videos and edit them, and I find that my time is sometimes better placed elsewhere, keeping my boys busy. We live in a city and we don't have any yard and any outside area for them to play, so it's a challenge to keep them busy inside a concrete rectangle box. Anyway, so I'm going to show you guys what we have today. Please don't let the amount of books I show you overwhelm you. You by no means need to have this many books. It's just my biggest challenge in life is keeping my boys busy, and one way we do that is by reading. We do lots and lots of reading, so don't feel like you have to have this much. I'm just going to show you what I do have, and if other mamas are out there looking for ideas, these maybe would give some ideas for your 3rd graders, especially boys. I think girls would enjoy these too, but yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my homeschool day and just go down through the day, and you guys can follow along, and I'll show you what we're currently using, and then I have a couple things that are for later on in the school year that we're not currently using that I'll show you then too. This year we are just doing Sunlight. Core C, I believe it is, and so we use the HBL, History Bible Literature part, for kind of like our morning time or morning basket. So we don't call it morning time, we call it our stack of books, right? We sit on the floor. You can see there's some cushions here, and I have a mat, and so we cuddle on the floor on the mat and do our stack of books, which is the HBL from Sunlight. So this is the huge binder you get from Sunlight, and I take out a week's worth at a time and put it in my other binder. I'll show you. So this is my other binder. It is just a clear, it has like 30 clear protector sleeves in it, and so I put in there like the week's worth of stuff. I might start doing 2 weeks worth of stuff so I don't have to switch it out so often. In the back I have extra paper, and then also the map, which we can easily pull out to do stuff. This here's a PDF of questions I found for good conversation starters. It's supposed to be around your dinner table, but sometimes we'll just do one question along with our morning time. So for example, here it shows you exactly what to do. We're on week 7, ready to start that. It shows you what to do for like your Bible. So this core, you're reading straight from the Bible, which I kind of like that. I haven't actually just read straight from the Bible before for school for our boys, and so it's really good for them. Sometimes I will give them Bibles and have them help them find like the Bible reference, which takes them a while. They're still learning how to do that. And then sometimes I would just pull it up on my phone and I let the app just read it to us, and we'll just sit there and listen. And occasionally, like the other day, it was the story of Lazarus, Jesus healing Lazarus, and so I'll just find a YouTube video of a little short one, like 2, 3, 5 minutes long of that story, and let the boys watch that. So yeah, I like that it's reading from the Bible, but sometimes it's hard for my boys to really understand what's happening, and so we stop and discuss it, and I explain to them, but sometimes I'll find a YouTube video depending on the story. Sometimes there isn't any YouTube videos that really go with it, and it's good for them to be able to learn to listen to the Bible and comprehend it, and it's good for us to learn how to start discussing the Bible. What does this mean? What do you think that phrase means? It's really good for me to ask them questions like that and see how much they actually do understand. It surprises me. So anyway, we do the Bible. Then right now they are working on memorizing the Lord's Prayer. So what I did is I typed it up on a little paper. Actually, my husband did. Typed it up, and we go over it every morning and every night before bed. And there's a song that comes with Sunlight that I didn't really like the music on it. It's really more like girly, I would say, and it's like really hard to sing with it for my boys. Some of the other Bible memory songs that have come with it we've really liked, and probably more in the future we'll really like. It's just this particular song is just really long and slow and girly and hard for my boys to sing with. Anyway, so we do like this, and I make hand motions that we go through to help work on memorizing this. And it's like you add one new verse a week, so it's not anything too hard. My boys are definitely capable of it. I told them once they have the whole thing, the whole Lord's Prayer memorized, I'll give them a little prize. So that's really exciting for them, and something worth working for them. Then it goes down through your different books that you're going to work through. So this would be like the history part of it, and geography. For geography, there is also a CD of songs that you listen to. My husband ripped it off the CD and put that CD and the Bible memory CD onto my phone on OneDrive, and that way I can just go on there and play it off my phone. I don't have to worry about putting a CD in a player because we don't have anything like that in our schoolroom here anyway, and I always have my phone with me. So I really, really like that he did that. It makes it super simple. Then there's a book that goes along with the geography. I'll show you. So this here is called Geography Songs. And this is a book that goes along with the songs. And so you'll pick, like, here's the central lands, and it has the words of the song, and over here's a map with the different places that it mentions with numbers over here, so the children can try to find it. So you can make copies of this, have your kids color it, or sometimes I'll have the boys, as the song plays, have them point to the different places so they can learn it on the map. Sometimes we'll follow along with the words. It just kind of depends. Okay, next of all is this poem book. It's 104 poems, whimsy and wisdom. I'll be honest, these poems are not our favorite. They're really hard to understand and comprehend, but if you read the instruction manual, the suggested questions, and they talk about like asking the kids this question or that question, that really does help. It gives me an idea of what to focus on for the poem and what to explain, what to point out to my boys, what type of poem it is. So I do like that. It does help. At first I thought about not doing this book because we were not enjoying it, but I think we are going to continue. It's good for my boys to have other kinds of poetry. But last year we did one of Shel Silverstein poem books, and my boys loved it. And so this year I do have another one that we may add in later on the school year, not yet. But this one is really, it's good for boys, but young kids in general. It's silly. So you have a poem, and then you usually have drawings that are really funny that go along with it. So if you have a hard time getting your young boys interested in poetry, I would suggest trying one of his books. He has several different ones, and he writes the poems and draws the pictures himself. This one is missing the cover. I bought it used. But yeah, so this is the poem book, and then this here is the fable book, and it is the Aesop for children. And it has lots of different short stories and a picture for almost every story. And each one has a moral that you can learn from it. So I'll usually read the story and ask the boys, okay, what can we learn from this story? And then see if they can figure out what it is, and I'll help them out to figure out what it is. So this is nice. I think you read one almost every day, maybe not quite. One little hint I have, if you're using Sunlight, I learned this from another homeschool mom. Make a copy of the teacher's guide, and then I fold this and can mark it up and use it as my bookmark. That way, whenever we're reading it, I can quickly pull it up and see, okay, today we're at day 26. What questions or what am I supposed to point out about this story? And that way it's right there, and I have easy access to it, and it doesn't matter if, it gets spilled or wrinkled or whatever, because this is just a copy. So I did that for both of these books. That's my bookmark. Okay, the next thing with Sunlight is Window on Our World, and this is a really great book. It takes all different countries, and it will explain a bit about the country, usually from a child's perspective about the country. It maybe gives some history, some facts, and then over here it has things to praise God about this country and ways you can pray for the country. So sometimes I will read it to the kids, sometimes I'll skim it beforehand and then just tell them the important things, and then we'll pray for the country. Sometimes I have boys pray, sometimes I pray, it just depends. But this has been a really neat way to learn about different countries and current times, and It does not have Cambodia though. That's the country we live in, and so that's kind of a bummer, but it has a lot of other countries, so that's good. Next of all is Usborne and Time Traveler, and this book my boys love. They really enjoy it. What, Craig? All right, lots of interruptions. I got kids living here, and so it's just how my life is. It's okay. I love them though. I love being their mom. So right now in the Time Traveler book, we are learning about Vikings, and this is like a picture of a Viking settlement. So usually for one day, you have one page spread like this, and you just read it. You can point out the different things. It kind of follows one man and his family, so that's really neat. And it's as if this little boy puts on a time traveler thing, and he travels around to different places. So this is like the inside of the house. This here is like the Viking boat. They're building it. It does show the Vikings going on a raid and stealing stuff, and so we talked about how humans are sinful and how the Vikings too were humans and they were sinful too. They weren't perfect, and history isn't all good. And so yeah, I didn't avoid that part. I think it shows somebody being killed. It does. And my boys were like, oh wow, Mom, look at that. They were all excited about it. The typical boys, people fighting, and they think it's so interesting. But anyway, we discussed it about how, Vikings were human too, and they weren't perfect and all that stuff. And yeah, so that is the Time Traveler book. My boys really enjoy this one. And then we just started Robin Hood. We've been reading some others, which I will show you in my stack over there then, but our current one is Robin Hood. So this one, you read a chapter a day, and it has like a picture on every day. So yeah, my boys have a little bit of trouble understanding the storyline, following exactly what is happening, because the language is a little bit old, but it still is really good for them to hear, and they are understanding 3/4 of it, I would say. When we come to a word that they don't know, I'll just stop and explain it, and that is really good vocab in context for them. Really good way to learn. Okay, I'll show you the other books that come with Sunlight then later. Those are the current ones we're doing in a given day. And then this is the rest of like our stack of books that we do in the morning. This one is from The Good and the Beautiful, and it's called Treehouse Town, and it's a set of 2, and it comes with a little game that has parts of speech. But this is the one I just have them each read one chapter. Or sorry, I have them, my twins together, read one chapter. So the boy sitting on this side will read, the page on that side. The boy sitting on this side will read the page on that side, and we'll just read one chapter just to help us get through. It's pretty easy for them. It's a 2B, and the font is really big, and there's like nice pictures and stuff like that. It doesn't take them very long to read one page and for us to get through one chapter. Next, this was given to me by a friend. This is Hilarious Jokes for 7-year-olds. And we started this last year, the end of last year, and weren't done with it, so we are just continuing with it. We read one page a day, and it has jokes and riddles and knock-knock jokes, and even my 4-year-old son who loves this book, and he'll go around making up his own knock-knock jokes, which are not funny, but he just thinks they're so funny, and he just goes around and tells everybody, and yeah. It's funny that he thinks it's funny. And then this is from 2nd grade also. We started it and didn't get it finished, and so this is the very last book of the social studies from Christian Light. And this one is kind of neat because it follows 4 different kids who live in like Nova Scotia and Chicago and I forget where else, and just what their life is like. And so it's kind of interesting. We don't do the questions. We don't do any of the worksheet stuff. We just read it, and then I'll ask them a couple of the questions, comprehension questions, and then that's all. We'll look it up on the map and discuss it and stuff like that too. So that is like our stack of books that we sit on the floor here and do, and then after that we usually take a break, and then we come back and do our table time. And our table time is our math, our language arts, handwriting, spelling UC, and they have to read to me, like the Sunlight readers. So I'll show you that. Okay, so this year we're doing trying out something really different for math and language arts. We are doing The Good and the Beautiful. We got the PDFs are free online, and we got the twins iPads and a pen. It's technically mom and dad's, it's not theirs, and they only use it for school. Since the PDFs are free and we live overseas, printing here in color is actually pretty expensive. We have our own printer, but even in color, it still is pretty expensive. It adds up really fast. And since the PDFs are free, if we can get these here things to last even 2 years, hopefully it'll last more than that, but even 2 years, it'll easily pay for itself. So we use OneDrive on here. I can access it on my phone, on both iPads, and also on our home computer. And the boys each have their own file for OneDrive with their handwriting and their math and their language arts from The Good and the Beautiful. Let me show you. So hopefully I can show you this without too much of a glare, but right up here is OneDrive. So we click on that. And then when you click on OneDrive, you open it up, right there's their math and their handwriting. I haven't downloaded language arts yet because I'll explain that why to you in just a minute, but we are planning to. So they are doing the Good and Beautiful Math Level 3 and Handwriting 3. Then handwriting, they're learning cursive this year, which my boys, especially Zeke, is really excited about. He's been wanting to learn that. And the other day he wrote a little note to Dad saying hi in cursive, and he was so proud of himself because he had learned those letters and he could write a word. It was so cute. It's so fun watching them learn and be proud of what they're learning. So let me just show you when they're working on their math. Here's lesson 14. When their hand touches the screen, it doesn't write, but only if the pen is turned on and we have it animated. If the pen is turned on and we have the animation turned on, then they can write on the screen. And they think it's great fun to change the colors and the different size fonts down here and all that. They really enjoy doing that. And then when they need to scroll, they can turn the animation back off and scroll to the next. Whoops, it has to save it. It's got to save it first. Okay, and then you can scroll up to the next page. So yeah. And then when you're ready to work on that page, then you just turn the animation back on. And if your pen is already turned on, then you can just go ahead and write and it automatically saves it. So that has worked really good. I can look on my phone or on the home computer. Usually we'll sit at the table, one on each side of me, and I'll like go through and read the part that the teacher's supposed to read and the directions and stuff like that and make sure they're doing it correctly, and they'll sit beside me and do it. Right now we're working on measuring stuff, and so, hey bud. So we have we'll get actual rulers and measure it separately on the page. There is a ruler in here, but it doesn't have numbers on it. So I haven't quite figured that out. I don't know if there's a way to get the numbers to come on the ruler that's in OneDrive, but anyway, so that's a little bit hard because I think sometimes on the PDF it's a little bit smaller than what it's supposed to be, but we make it work. We work with it, roll with it, make it work. I do not have the math kit. Level 3 comes with the math kit, but I have stuff from the math kit that they had in kindergarten, like the old math, which had a ton of stuff in it, like tanagram shapes, which I think are also in the math kit for level 3. So we make it work. I just kind of make do. I have dice that we use, and I have we have little figures to play games with and stuff. So yeah, it works. We make it work. So also on OneDrive, if you need to, over here you can easily scroll really quick to a page. At the way back of the math book is some manipulatives that you're supposed to be able to punch out, and if we need to, we can print one of those pages, so that way we have that, or you can go back there and cut and copy and then paste it onto your page where you need to be. So it depends what the activity is, depends what we'll do. Today they were learning about measuring stuff in yardsticks, and there was a yardstick they were supposed to measure, but my husband had a big tape measure that we used, and we just showed them on there like how long a yard is, and yeah, it worked. We made it work. And then the other thing we are doing on here is teaching textbooks. So they are doing 2 maths this year. We also have teaching textbooks right here, and my boys have really enjoyed this one. I like it because it's very independent for me as a teacher. I don't have to be involved. I don't have to be right there teaching them. Teaching textbooks reads the question to them and explains the lesson to them, and I really like it. They like it because it's kind of easy. I know some second graders who will start teaching textbooks, the level 3, because it's doable then. But yeah, my boys enjoy it. So we do teaching textbooks on Fridays, kind of for fun Fridays. And then also any other day that I'm having a really busy day and I'm feeling a little bit rushed with homeschool, I'll let them do teaching textbook math lesson instead of the Good and Beautiful math lesson. I like doing 2 math curriculums because sometimes the way one teaches a concept, the boys will catch it better, and the way another one teaches it, maybe the other boy will catch it better from that one. So I enjoy having 2 math curriculums, and it feels very doable. I know a lot of other homeschoolers I know a couple other homeschool moms here on YouTube who do that also with teaching textbooks. All right, 2 more things I want to show you guys with math is I made this little thing with dots for numbers. So my one son, when I was in school, I struggled with this too. I needed like hands-on things to count for addition, and my one son especially is that way. So like number 1 is 1 dot, number 2 is 2 dots, number 3 is 3 dots, number 4 is like this. Down here, the ones that are like this are doubled. So that way, like here's 4 dots, and then they're doubled, so that's 8. So when you're counting, when you're adding on your math page, you imagine, at first you actually draw the dots, and then eventually it's the point where you just imagine these red dots on your black number on your page, and it's easy to just add up in your head. Like you use the tip of your pencil and just kind of poke each dot as you count it. That helps with adding or subtracting. And so then the other thing we're doing is the Good and Beautiful has musical multiplication. We got that, and there is a PDF version, so we have that one. So we can, on our computer, or on the iPads, whatever we want. I have it on OneDrive so we can share it. We can look at the books, like the cards with the picture, and then we also can listen to the songs at the same time and just scroll through as we listen to it. What I did is, I wasn't sure if my twins would like it because they're very active and hands-on, and the songs are kind of girly, but they do really like it, and it has a way of helping it stick in your head and remember it. So it worked really good, and I was saying about 1 week they had set A memorized. So it worked really good. We have a whiteboard over here, and I wrote the set A problems on the board, divided the board in half, so like each boy had their own set of multiplication problems, and they drew a picture to go with each song, like their own picture, kind of like right brain style flashcards, but except they did it on the whiteboard where they drew their own picture, and they saw that picture, they knew what the little story was, what the little song was that went with that, and it helped them to be able to memorize them quickly. Now what I have is I just have a mini set of like cards here where I have set A, and then just daily we review them because they have them learned now, and they just review them. If they forget, I'll prompt them with the song. The little tune, and that helps it. Oh yeah, I remember that one. So we're just working on set A, and I think that's probably the pattern we'll follow for the other sets. All right, so I said we're not doing the Good and Beautiful language arts quite yet. I am planning to. We just haven't downloaded yet because I still have Christian education from level 2. This is like the language arts, like more like grammar side of it. And this is the very last book that I just want to get this book finished first, then we'll download the PDF from language arts from the Good and Beautiful. And this one is a lot of grammar focus, but that's okay. I have other readers that we do. What I like about this is it has tons of review, which is really good for especially my one twin. He needs that for stuff to stick, and it kind of helps keep them busy. I'm not a big fan of busy work, but also I'm definitely not against it either. The thing about CLE, Christian Light, is that it's really thorough, and I think it's laid out really well, and I like how they incorporate God into different parts of the lesson. Okay, this also is leftover from 2nd grade. This is Jack and Jill, Spelling UC Level B. This is the teacher's book and the student's workbook. And I have big dry erase things, these plastic sheets. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. What we do, I just have one book. And since I have twins, we use dry erase markers. I put this over the current page we're doing, and they do it with their dry erase marker, and then I can save the book for my next son, Creed. It was currently 4, so this book will go in storage when they're done. So this is part 2 book. There's 2 parts to this level, and they are on part 2. And when we're done with this, I'll show you what I have next.
Now.
Next of all, I have Explode the Code, and we just do 1 page in here a day. This year we're working on book 4. Okay, I'm having lots of interruptions, little kids coming in and out asking questions. This year we bought the PDF from the Critical Thinking Co., Building Thinking Skills, Level 1. And we tried it last year, and it was just a little bit too hard for my boys yet, so we are doing it this year. We're just starting it, a couple pages in, and it is, what I think happened is a couple pages at the beginning that were a little bit hard, but once you get past those, then it's pretty easy. So I think we could have done it last year, but it's fine for this year. It's for grades 2 or 3. So this is like a critical thinking book, which my husband really encourages me to do this type of thing with the boys. He thinks it's good for them. So it is just black and white pages with all different kinds of puzzles and things to do. And it doesn't take more than like 5 minutes. So we're almost done with our school day at this point. Next of all, the boys read to me, and we're doing the Readers with Sunlight. So this is the book we're currently reading. It's called Riding the Pony Express, and it's a really interesting story. So this is what the font looks like inside, and there's a picture almost on every page. How we do this is one twin reads this side, the next twin reads this side, and if it's not quite fair, I will divide it up to make it fair. And then the very last thing is science, and we're trying Sunlight Science. I had bought the curriculum used and science came with it, and this is not technically the right book. It's called the Usborne Book of Knowledge, but it's an older one that's supposed to be with it, so the page numbers don't quite match up, but we make it work. I can still usually figure out what to do. Sunlight, it comes with a CD here of the science experiments, and it comes with a box. Let me show you. And this is the box that comes with it with all the science supplies you need. So this version that we have, I think, is like 3 years old. Like I said, I bought it from a friend, and I think that they've redone their science since then, which I think is a little better. I don't love the science, but I don't hate the science either. It's just in the middle. It's just okay. Like I said, we're on week 7, so we're still trying to get the hang of it and how it works. Yeah. It's not too hard at all, which is fine with me. And then also we add to our science. Sometimes I will let them watch like Wildcrats, a thing on there to learn more about animals. It's really educational. They learn a lot from that. And then I also have a Becca Health. Let me show you. So my aunt actually got this for me and sent it over with her son when they were over here. This is a used one, it's an old one, but Health and Safety and Manners. I like that it includes health in here. This, I guess, technically isn't science, but it's health. And the only thing is it's a lot of reading. and it's a lot of facts. It's not stories, not that interesting. So we are not loving this. I don't know if I'll keep doing it or not, but I do like that it teaches manners, and I don't have anything else to teach manners with. So what I've started doing is kind of skimming the lesson and then just telling them like the important parts and going through there's little cartoons that show the manners, like going through that. Here was a little jump rope challenge, and you see for the week if you can like increase how many you can do before you mess up. And so we did that. There's some good tidbits from it. It's just a lot of facts if you read the whole thing out loud to your kids. So yeah, I like skimming it and telling them what to do. I don't know if we'll keep doing this one or not. I have another option for health here, but it does not include manners, but I will show you them. Okay, so that is what a typical homeschool day looks for us currently. Now I have a lot of other books here to show you, like with Sunlight, that we'll be doing throughout the rest of the year. A couple other options for language arts and for our Fun Fridays. We do different stuff on Fun Fridays. So I'm gonna take the camera over to my table and show you guys that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up button, click the thumbs up button, and comment down below with what you liked in the video or what you're doing with your third grader. I would love to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.